Like I said, there's no music coming up right now. This is Let Us Interrupt You, episode 89, I should say, excuse me, here on Sunday, October 23rd, 2022. It's just Joseph Oliver. There is no Michael Smith. There was some issues last night with the Wi-Fi in the house. That's why I couldn't do the podcast yesterday. That I was caught up with so much sports yesterday. There was no point in me doing a live watch along at that point on YouTube. My laptop, surprisingly, that was charging yesterday, turned out to die as I got on yesterday. So I was having I'm having issues right now with this pop-up right now on my laptop that I seem to can't get out of at this point, or see myself, for that matter. Here we go. Back again. Luckily, you guys won't be able to watch those live pop-up feeds that pop up on my laptop, but unfortunately, sometimes I can't see myself, and the thing says I'm disconnecting. The Wi-Fi here is not that great. It is a little bit better, surprisingly, today. It is full coverage. It is strong strength, which is good. A lot of good college football that was on yesterday. A lot of good one yesterday. I'm going to give you the quick recap here of who won yesterday. I'll give you the scores as of right now. Ohio State, number 2 ranked Ohio State to be exact, beat Iowa yesterday 54-10. Number 11, Oklahoma State beat Texas Longhorns yesterday, 20th ranked Longhorns, 41-34. 5th ranked Clemson beat 14th ranked Syracuse 27-21. 3rd ranked Tennessee beat University of Tennessee Martin 65-24. 21st ranked Cincinnati beat SMU 29-27. LSU pulled off this upset over 7th ranked Ole Miss 45-20. They are now on top right now of the SEC West, and they play Alabama in a couple of weeks. They actually play, I believe they play Texas A&M next week at home, if I'm not mistaken. 10th ranked Oregon upsetting 9th ranked UCLA 45-30. 13th ranked Wake Forest beating Boston College 43-15. 25th ranked Tulane beating Memphis 38-28. 6th ranked Alabama beating 24th ranked Mississippi State 30-6. 16th ranked Penn State 45-17. And 8th ranked TCU beating 17th ranked Kansas State 38-28 on the weekend. So there really wasn't a lot of upsets, really, just for the record here. There was really only about two of note, LSU being one of them. LSU, I think, will leapfrog the rankings here and get back at least in the top 15, because now they lead in one of the best conferences right now in the country, in the SEC, as they take on Alabama in a couple of weeks. I think they beat Alabama for that weekend. I don't look at Alabama as a team this year that's going to win their division. I just don't. I'm not confident in this team at all defensively. Jaden Martin at this point might pull off a Lamar Jackson right now and beat the almighty team like Lamar Jackson did in 2019 against the Patriots, who were the number 1 ranked defense at the time, and they were undefeated. In this case, Alabama is not undefeated here, but you get the idea. You get the gist of it, really, of what's going on. Outside the top 25 yesterday, as I'm looking at the other scores and highlights for the other games yesterday in the box scores, C.J. Stroud, by the way, threw for 286 yards yesterday for Ohio State in his win and 4 touchdowns. Let's take a look here. What else happened here? Tennessee had Hyatt had for 2 touchdowns. He had 7 touchdowns in 2 straight games, and had 12 catches and for about 400 yards in the last couple of games. Outside the top 25 here, I mean, not much happened. Other than I would say there's not really a lot of upsets here outside the top 25. There's not really much to speak of here. As Army beat University of Monroe 48-24. I don't know what's going on with this computer today. It's telling me there's an issue loading up the page. Duke beat Miami 45-21. Buffalo beat Toledo 34-27. Bowling Green beat Central Michigan 34-18. Texas Tech beat West Virginia 48-10. Rice beat Louisiana Tech in overtime 42-41. Liberty beat BYU yesterday 41-14. That was a shocking one. I really thought for sure BYU was going to pull off the win here on the road. Get the and honestly, this may as well be an upset, because I don't think anybody expected Liberty to win the game. That's just my theory here. And Bennett went 24 for 29 yesterday for 247 yards and 2 touchdowns. I believe he's on the cusp right now. this is Jonathan Bennett, by the way, that the guy's name is, just FYI. I believe this guy is only a junior, but he's got 8 touchdowns, 7 picks this year. Not the greatest highlight reel in the world, but still good enough for a team 7-1, which is impressive enough as it is. Other than that, there really was not much else to say or discussed here on the show with what's going on in college football. I'm not sure why my laptop is not allowing me to do anything at this point, but I have Mike here who submitted me his predictions for today's games. I will get these games in just a moment here. There were a lot of news stuff that came out this weekend. This is a really, for a strong connection right now, I really should have a better Wi-Fi here, because sometimes for whatever reason it just doesn't work out to my advantage. See, the weird thing is the feed on my computer is perfect right now. Like, I don't know if it's just the feed right now, it's interfering with it right now. I don't know what the story is, but I'm not losing connection, but I'm losing connection on the other pages I had open for the show. I'm not sure why it's doing what it's doing. To be fair, this Wi-Fi sometimes, even when I don't do the podcast here, is always having this issue as well. So we'll get to the NFL picks in just a minute here. I might as well get into the news of the week, which is Damian Harris looking likely to be active for the Patriots on Monday night. He'll be playing along with Mac Jones. He will be starting this Monday night. He makes his return after 4 weeks. Very surprising that Harris and Jones are coming back for Monday Night Football. I really did not expect that to happen this quickly. And for the news report for Damian Harris to be active, even though he was supposed to be out for multiple weeks with a hamstring injury, which, by the way, was 4 to 8 weeks with that injury, the fact that he's coming back is surprising. I really did not expect this guy to come back this soon. It really did surprise me in so many ways that he was going to come back for this game. So I just am surprised. The one note here for the NFL this week for who's not playing is Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson, the quarterback for the Broncos, out today. Brett Ripken will be coming in there today against the Jets at home, so he'll be QB1 for today. Odell Beckham Jr., rumors about him coming back in November right now are completely dead. He won't be back until mid-December is a realistic time frame for the injury that was suffered. That was according to Bleacher Report. Jerry Jones and Patriots owner Robert Kraft had a heated exchange over at the NFL owners meeting over the vote right now for having Daniel Snyder removed. Supposedly the vote went 31-1. Jones being the lone one to be removed from the thing. I don't remember if it was the Daniel Snyder thing or it was something else. But Jerry Jones said, "Shut the bleep up." And then Robert Kraft did not like that at all. There was a lot of back and forth, between Kraft and Jones. And look, I mean, the whole thing of it is right now, it's about the officiating here. It's about removal of Daniel Jones. I mean, I'm not saying Daniel Jones. Daniel Snyder. Sorry, I think I might have said Jones in the beginning too. So I'll try to edit that out if I can. But yeah, I mean, there was just a little bit back and forth right now with Robert Kraft and them. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. NFL owners are it's like a mafia type of deal. It's like, you screw with one owner, you screw with all of them. And I think, it's like a political game. I think when it comes to NFL owners and stuff like that, owning teams, it's just a game to them. That's all. It's nothing special about that, really, in general. And that's unfortunate. I had some other news stuff that I wanted to share. Unfortunately, I don't have the articles with me. And actually, I'm probably going to leave it off the show altogether. Although there is one news with the 76ers and Calgary Flames going into partnership for the 76ers owners to buy the Calgary Flames. So that's good news. And that's really about it, really. The Baylor college basketball head coach Scott Drew wants a 128 tournament for the year. Instead of the round of 64, he wants adding 64 other teams as well. So that's going to be interesting there. We got some other news coming in right now. Lions running back DeAndre Swift ruled out for the third straight game. I believe the injury is with a hamstring or a calf. Bucks cornerback Carlton Davis ruled out for today's game. He was been downgraded to out. He's been dealing with an injury as well. Panthers have turned down 2 first-rounders for Keith Burns at this point. So Burns looks like he's going to be stuck in Carolina now for the foreseeable future. I apologize for that. I don't know what the hell that was. That was my truck that just went off randomly. Chris McCaffrey was traded to the San Francisco 49ers this past week from the Panthers. They didn't really get much back. I believe it was for a 4th round and a 5th round this week. And this is what I wanted to get into here quickly, the whole Chris McCaffrey story. The reality of it is that the guy's been injury prone. The guy never stays healthy. And the Panthers this year were never going to go anywhere this year anyway. I think McCaffrey wanted out of there in the worst way possible. Matt Rule could have cared less about coaching his Panthers team. You now got Steve Wilkes there now. He's a miserable human being. The whole team's a miserable experience. You got Robbie Anderson, who got traded to from Carolina to Arizona, and now you got McCaffrey now, who's going from Carolina to back to the Bay, basically going to San Francisco. They take on the Chiefs later on today. Again, I just think that this trade is going to work out somewhat for San Francisco. I don't know if it leapfrog them to, NFC title conversation, Super Bowl conversation now at this point, where it seemed like now they were like dead in the water. I think realistically it's a wait and see kind of thing, because I think Christian McCaffrey is still talented. He's been playing great this year so far. And this is the longest I think I've seen him play an NFL season in a while. And I think this is actually fitting here to say that McCaffrey's been injury prone from 2019, 2020, and 2021. 3 years at this point in the position that he's in right now. And the interesting thing about this whole thing is for Christian McCaffrey is that this was a long time coming. This guy should have been traded last year from the 49ers, from the Panthers to the 49ers, and could have gone to the NFC title game last year and helped the 49ers go to the Super Bowl last season. You could have argued last year he was a missing piece to that entire offense. And I think now with this the fact that you don't have Elijah Mitchell for the rest of the year now, and now you got Christian McCaffrey with a great offensive line, this may jetpack him. This may jetpack him to win their division. Because right now, that division right now is a complete mess. You got a 3-way tie for first place. But every team's 3-3. The Rams are 3-3. The Seahawks are 3-3. And the 49ers are 3-3. Right now, realistically, the 49ers right now, if you think about it right now, they should have had at least, at this point, 1 win. And that was against the Broncos. And they should be 4-2 right now, leading their division. But unfortunately, they're 3-3. So it is what it is. But I think this trade right here helps out the 49ers in the best way possible. You have McCaffrey, you have Deebo Samuel, you have Brandon Ayuk, you have George Kittle, and you have a great offensive line, and the defense is fantastic. They are still legit. They are still a legit team. And people want to take away the fact right now that they're 3-3 and they lost to the Falcons last week. The Falcons last week are getting their stuff together. You can argue right now they beat the Bengals today. Anything's possible right now in the NFC South. I mean, I'm going to say it right now. I think the Falcons right now have a better shot right now of winning their division right now over the Bucks right now. And that's just putting it lightly. But, yeah. So that's the news this week for the NFL. I might as well give you my picks now. I'll start off with Browns-Ravens. I'm taking the Ravens today over the Browns. I don't see the Ravens losing at home to this Cleveland Brown team. They have a good defense, Cleveland, but I look at Baltimore, I think to myself, Lamar Jackson's too much. He kind of gives them trouble sometimes, and they're at home. This is realistically a must-win for Baltimore today to stay alive right now in the playoff conversation. I think they will get the win today at home, and that's that. Falcons at the Bengals. I am taking the Bengals right now. I'm sorry, Atlanta. I am taking the Bengals here in this case, but I still think Atlanta has a case right now to make in winning the NFC South. The Bengals, I think, realistically their defense is getting a little bit better. I think Joe Burrow is adapting a little bit to his game instead of going for the deep ball every time. The offensive line is going to get a little bit better every week. And this is one of those weeks right now where I think they will get better here. I just don't see Atlanta getting the win on the road in Cincinnati. where the Bengals is needed this win at home more likely than the Ravens do need a win against the Browns. The Bengals the rest of the way have an easier schedule. This is one of the starts here right now. I think if they were at Atlanta, this might be a little bit harder for Cincinnati. Their offensive line is going to get better. I think Burrow will get produced over time. Jamar Chase is going to be hard to cover. You got T. Higgins in there as well. You got Tyler Boyd. I mean, that trio is going to be too much for that Atlanta secondary today to overcome. The Green Bay Packers at the Washington Commanders. No Carson Wentz, but Taylor Heineke. I was writing the Taylor Heineke bandwagon before. I'm not really still writing at this point, but there is no Randall Cobb today. He's been ruled out today against the Commanders. So the Packers are basically down to Lazard, Dubes, Watson, who I believe is either active or not active today. I don't know offhand if he is, but I'm going to take the Commanders here in an upset win. I don't trust Green Bay on the road, especially now after they lost to the Jets. The Jets look like a team that's for real, but at the same time, I still call them a phony team. The Packers are bigger frauds, I think, right now. And I could say realistically, if they lose today and then lose next week to Buffalo, I think the Green Bay Packers missed the playoffs. I'm just being realistic here. This Packer team, without Cobb, without Devontae Adams, they're not a playoff team. They're not. And if somehow they get somebody in a trade here, I may change my mind, but I don't think it's unlikely to happen. Colts and the Titans today. I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans. I think the Tennessee Titans are realistically a team that can get this win at home. They have been good at home. They've been very interesting to watch. Derrick Henry at this point has been a terror in that Colt defense. I think now without Leonard in the game, I don't believe Leonard is out. I believe. Let me just double check on this right now for a second. But even if Leonard was playing, I just can't take the Colts very seriously at this point. They're not really a consistent team. Matt Ryan had a great game last week against the Jacksonville Jaguar defense. That's all it was. It's Jacksonville. They're not that great. Tennessee is 2.5-point favorites. I'm going to take Tennessee here just because they're better at home. And as of right now, Leonard has been ruled out. Kwity Paye is out. He's on IR, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Eric Johnson's out, and that's really about it. Really, there's not really a lot of big names out right now for Tennessee, so enough out there. I just think Indy's defense is soft right now at this point. Even though they had a lot of big wins this season so far, I just look at this team and I say to myself, there's no way they can overcome the Tennessee Titans right now. They swept them last year, the Titans. So I think they'll sweep them again here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are not going to win another game this year, so I'm going with the Bucs here. Easy enough win for me. Lions and Cowboys. I'm going with the Cowboys to win. I think Dallas' defense is going to be too much for Detroit's offensive line to handle. Micah Parsons is playing like an NFL Defensive Player of the Year. I think he'll get it unanimously this year. I think I had Derwin James getting it, but I just think Micah Parsons, and it's on a totally different level. He's playing like a Lawrence Taylor 2.0. He's a menace right now in that backfield for the opposition. So I'm going with the Cowboys to win. Giants and the Jaguars. I'm going with the Giants to win here right now. I think Saquon Barkley is going to run up Jacksonville Jaguars defense's throats in this game. I can expect 3 rushing touchdowns for Saquon Barkley today. I think Daniel Jones gets into the action and gets a rushing touchdown right now, and I think they win by at least by a field goal here because Jacksonville will make it a game. I think. I mean, I don't know per se, but I mean, it could always go like this. Either Jacksonville makes it into a game or it's not going to be close. And I think it's going to be in this case right now where you can't really trust the Giants just yet in this case, but you can trust them enough to get them with the win. Jets, Broncos, no Russell Wilson, easy win for the Jets. I still think the Jets are a fraudulent team, even though they're going to get the win today anyway. I just think realistically, the Jets defense right now has been excellent. I mean, Sauce Gardner has completely changed the identity of this Jet team defensively. Even though I still don't believe in the Jets at all because I think Miami and New England will eventually wake up. But yeah, I mean, so far, I mean, easier said than done win for the Jets right now. They're in Denver. No Russell Wilson. You got a team right now that's on the cracks right now. Everyone seems like they're getting ready to get the hell out of Denver anyway. Judy's getting ready to get out of there. Bradley Chubb's getting ready to get the hell out of there. So this is a I don't care game for Broncos today. So easy enough win for the Jets. Houston Texans at the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to take the Texans here, and here's why. I don't trust the Las Vegas Raiders at home. I don't trust this team to get an easy enough win against teams right now that they should beat. I just don't. I don't trust Derek Carr. I don't trust Josh McDaniels. I don't trust any of them. So the Raiders right now, they'll go 1-5, and that'll be it. And Derek Carr, I think, will realistically want to leave Las Vegas after the season right now. That's how much I think this season's going to suck for the Raiders the rest of the way. He's not going to want to be there. Seattle and Los Angeles Chargers. I am taking the Chargers in this case right now. I think the Chargers defense will be a little much for Geno Smith. Will be a little bit much for him to overcome. I think the Chargers will get the dominant win, and they'll hold Seattle to under 10 points in this game. I think it'll be like a 27-7 win. Let's take a look. The Saints-Cardinals game. All you need to know about that game is that Dennis Allen sucks as a head coach, and the Cardinals 42-34. That was on Thursday. Not going to get a deep highlight into that game. Chiefs, 49ers. I'm taking the 49ers to win. I think Christian McCaffrey's debut will spark this 49ers team, will make a difference right now. I think Patrick Mahomes is in trouble against this 49er defense. He is a little interception throw happy here. And I think Falunga right now will get a pick on Patrick Mahomes today as well. And he'll be a menace on fourth down as well. The Chiefs try to go for it today. I think the Chiefs try to go for it on fourth down 3 times. I think they'll fail 3 times. Hufalunga will be the reason for it. 49ers get the win here today. I think they get the win today, 28-20. That is my score today for the 49ers and Chiefs game later on today on Fox. Let's take a look. Let's see here. Any more? I'm not sure why this went to the box score here, the Saints-Cardinals game, but it did. Monday Night Football and Sunday Night Football. It's Steelers-Dolphins Sunday night here. I'm taking the Steelers against the Dolphins. I think the Tua concussion story is a little much. I don't think he should come back right now. It is too much of a risk for him to come back in this game, which is why I think it's a bad idea for him to come back too soon right now. That Dolphins offensive line right now is going to face a pissed-off Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Mike Tomlin coach team versus Mike McDaniels is a little scary, I think, if you're the Dolphins at this point, even though you are at home. I just don't think realistically you have a shot right now being the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't. The Patriots and the Bears, it's simple enough right now. The Patriots will get the win. Harris is going to be coming back right now. Mac Jones will be back. That offensive line needs to make a statement right now against this Bear defense. Roquan Smith right now, who's on a trade block right now, is really the difference maker in this whole thing. I think that right now, that right there is a key difference right now at this point, is Roquan Smith's ability to put out the best effort before he gets eventually traded from Chicago. So we'll see what happens now going forward with that. I truly believe that the Patriots will win, though. They are at home, and they will improve to 4-3. And this puts Miami in last place. So that's the reason why I'm picking the Dolphins to lose in this case to Pittsburgh and New England to win. Because with this, I mean, this is how you got to look at it right now at this point. The Jets go 5 and here's another way of looking at it. Let's say the Jets lose today. Then if you're in New England, you're going to get the win, and everyone else is going to drop. And you're going to be at the top of the food chain right now at this point at 4-3. Now, I don't know if in this case they'll be tied for second underneath the Jets or above the Jets at this point going into the matchup next week. But it is worth noting that is how this is going to play out. So I truly believe the Patriots will get the win on Monday Night Football, and the Dolphins will lose on Sunday Night Football tonight. Let's take a look here. I already got the college football highlight. I may as well give you the baseball highlight from last night. Padres-Phillies last night. Phillies had Game 4 on last night in Philadelphia. They got the win 10-6. Game of the year, in my opinion. This was a fun game to watch. Runs galore in this game. It was Hoskins who held on to the Phillies right now in a search in the Game 4 win. He was the star of the game last night. This was a tremendous baseball game. There weren't really a lot of games this year that I called out this year game of the year, in my opinion, but this was a game of the year type of feel last night in a playoff environment in Philadelphia with a ruckus crowd. And that made a difference in this game, and it really did. And I gotta say, realistically, you don't really hear me say this very often about baseball games, but there's a lot of games right now that like it takes a while for a game to be like game of the year, but this right here it felt like a statement win. It felt like, yeah, this is a nail in the coffin for the Padres because they're done. They play Game 5 tonight. I will have coverage for that game for Tuesday, along with the Astros and Yankees game, which by the way, their Game 4 is tonight as well. This game really started off Machado with a solo shot, Drury with a two-run double. Came with an RBI single to left field that allowed Drury to score. Hoskins had a two-run shot, and Harper got an RBI double to right field. Stott had a RBI single. Juan Soto had a two-run shot. Hoskins had a two-run shot. He had two back-to-back home runs in the game. Schwarber had a solo shot, and Romulo had a solo shot as well. Bryce Harper had another RBI double. Castillo had an RBI single. And that really pretty much led to the demise right now of San Diego. So, yeah, I think Philadelphia wins. The Phillies win tonight. They eliminate the Padres. They're done. I just think realistically that Game 1 win kind of gave this team a little bit of a spark. The Padres just got a convincing win at home, which is why it was even at 1-1. They won 4-2 in Game 3. And this was just basically a dominant win. It really was. From start to finish, it looked like the Padres were going to run away with it because it was 4-0 in the first. Neither pitcher lasted the first inning. So this was a statement win here. This goes to show you right now that the Phillies are for real. And they, despite the fact right now they came in this year to third place, they were 14 games back right now, and now they're in the NLCS right now, going one game away to go into the World Series. It's amazing. It really is amazing. Yankees last night, getting shut out at home, down 3-0 in their series in a 5-0 loss to the Houston Astros. This series is done. The Yankees right now don't have a prayer to winning this series. I don't think now that I had them winning this series 4-2. Obviously now that's not going to happen. I'm not going to experience a 2004 moment when the Yankees basically do what the Red Sox did in 2004 and come back from a 3-0 deficit. They don't have it in them. They're all tired. They're all washed up. They're a little exhausted after this season. It is what it is. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Rizzo went 0-3 last night. Judge went 0-4. Judge in the ALCS is an average is hitting 0.83. And this is a guy that hit for 62 home runs. And he's 0-4 in this series. Stanton went 1-4. Cabrera went 1-4. Torres went 0-3. Bader went 1-3. Donaldson went 0-3. Cabrera went 0-2. And Trevino went 0-3. Garrett Cole had 5 innings pitched last night, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, but it did not matter. McCormick had a 2-run shot from the Astros. Machado had a sacrifice fly, which allowed Bergman to score. And Christian Vasquez had an RBI single to left field that allowed 2 runs to score. There was 5-0. That's all it took were really a 3-run 6th inning to really just put this game away. And it just, in the end, it's sad. It really is for the Yankees right now to lose this series tonight. And I think the Yankees will get swept tonight. The Astros were more rested in this series. They just got off of sweeping the Seattle Mariners, which I didn't have the Seattle Mariners getting swept in that series. And it took 18 innings. And the fact that they got that much rest this quickly, and it wasn't like a long 5 to 6 day rest. It was like maybe about 2 or 3 days. And I would say 18 innings in a different time zone in a western part of Seattle to me is kind of hard. It's not easy to do. Realistically, that was kind of scary for the Yankees last night to not do anything last night. And really, realistically, it's sad because, I mean, they only had 3 hits last night. This is a team that's capable of more than 3 hits. And it's unfortunate right now that they're going to probably end up losing this series. It's done. I mean, they're not going to win this series. They're not. It's over. Whatever they had planned, whatever their story was, it's over. It's over. And you hate to see it. You really do hate to see it, but in reality, it's sad, really, that this is how it played out up to this point. The NBA season kicked off this week with the Celtics this week going undefeated. They beat the 76ers Tuesday night. They beat the Miami Heat, I think, Friday night. And last night, they beat the Orlando Magic. So that was an interesting story there. I'll give you the scores in just a second right now. I'm just waiting on the laptop here to load. Not really sure why I'm having an issue with ESPN this morning, but apparently I am. Apparently the webpage is not responding to me, which is very sad. I wanted to respond. It's not going to load up. Which I don't know why it's showing me the It's not showing me the actual scores last night, which is kind of funny. Because usually when you go on ESPN, it will show you the scores from the NBA game once you get on the NBA page itself. But apparently, it just doesn't want to do that today. So, last night though was a pretty interesting night for NBA basketball as the Celtics getting the 126-120 win. The Mavericks beating the Grizzlies last night, 137-96 last night. Pacers beat the Pistons 124-115. Miami Heat get the win over the Raptors 112-109. Clippers beat the Kings 111-109. Clippers right now are starting out pretty on a good note so far as they beat the Lakers and the Kings on this occasion. I believe right now they're 2-0. Let's see. The Rockets last night lost to the Bucks 125-105. We'll go back to the Celtics game for just a second because this is the main focus right now at this point. As they're now 3-0, they're on a mission. They are on a mission as of last night. Paul George, by the way, for the Clippers last night, just to know before I get into the Celtics for a minute, had scored 40 points last night against the Kings. So good for Paul. But for the Celtics last night against the Magic in Orlando, Banchero had 23 points for the Magic. For Boston, however, as soon as this webpage starts to open up right now, Tatum had 40 points last night. Was 14 for 21 last night, 8 for 9 at the free throw line. The Celtics are now 3-0. They're now 2-0 on the road. They play the Magic, I believe. Next time will be in December. We'll be at home, and also the 18th at home, and they'll be playing on the 23rd. I believe they only have a 4-game series against this team this year, which they should be able to easily sweep. But yeah, the Celtics got the win last night. Got the W last night. It was a statement win. Really, it was a really tight game from start to finish. This was a very tight game. The Magic now dropped to 0-3. The Suns, by the way, are 1-1. By the way, if anyone is wondering, the Warriors losing the Nuggets the other night as well, as they take on the Clippers later on the night, 10 o'clock. The Warriors take on the Kings. The Thunder are 0-2. They take on the Timberwolves tonight. Trailblazers take on the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers are 0-2. Blazers are 2-0. Hornets and Hawks play later on tonight. The Hawks are 2-0. The Hornets are 1-1. Wizards are 2-0 against the 1-1 Cleveland Cavaliers. Mitchell, I believe, last night had a good night last night for the Cavaliers. They got a 128-96 win. I think he had over 30 points last night against the Bulls. So that was one thing to note. Spurs beat the Sixers last night, 114-105. The Sixers now 0-3. Too early for panicking as far as I'm concerned. I think it's a little bit too early to say right now that it's time to panic right now. Denver's 3-0. A little bit overreaction, but they might be a really good team. A really great team. Might be better than the Warriors. That's a tad bit of overreaction, but it's like that's what I've been hearing lately, though. That's basically the case now at this point with a lot of Denver Nugget fans every year. They got too much of a hype. And even last year when they beat the Suns on one of the regular season openers, home openers for the Suns. I mean, it's too much hype. It's too soon. The Warriors are still going to be fine. They're better than the Nuggets, I think. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens now going forward. I mean, if you're the Warriors, you have Curry, you have Thompson, you have Jordan Poole. I mean, Andrew Wiggins. I mean, it's too much. Too much star power on this team. Wiseman, Draymond Green. It's too much star power. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not really much else to say here. There is some basketball on tonight. ALCS and NLCS is on tonight as well. You got NFL football on all day. I give you the college football highlight. The trade deadline, though, is going to get interesting, though. By the way, it's on my birthday, November 1st, so can't wait for that. Jerry Jeudy on the move. Chase Claypool is going to be on the move. Brandon Cooks might be on the move as well during the NFL trade deadline, so I'll watch out for that. If anything happens before the trade deadline, I'll let you all know. But yeah, I am signing off right now. That is pretty much it. Short show. Not much else to get into here right now. Before I go, though, actually, I should probably give Mike's picks out to see who he wanted to win. He's got the Patriots winning, Ravens, Bucks, Bengals, Cowboys, Giants, Titans, Packers, Jets, Raiders, Chargers, Chiefs, Dolphins. I think I had the Steelers in that game, the Commanders in that game, and I have the Houston Texans beating the Raiders. So we'll see who's right here. And he did give me the $20 that he owed me for that bet from last week. So we'll see. I don't even know if he even accepted my bet for this week. I don't even know. I don't think he did. Because I had a Packers Commanders bet, but he didn't want to bet on it. So I think he's afraid of the Packers losing. So, and they are going to lose. But anyway, so that's that. I will be back on here on Tuesday. I'll give you the ALCS highlight and the NLCS highlight, and I'll let you know whether or not there is a World Series matchup or not. It'll most likely be because I don't see the Yankees winning tonight anyway. So that's that. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you all on Tuesday. Bye-bye.